Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ciarra and I am an artist sharing my art and arty life here on the interwebs. So if you're down for that, enjoy this random sketchy video where I am working in my render Copic Markers sketchbook because I've been neglecting it for quite a while and I have a bad habit of sketching things in sketchbooks and then letting it sit forever and coming back to it years later to color it. So that's basically what we're doing here. I drew these random crabs on this page and the previous two had very limited color palettes, so I'm still keeping with that theme because this little crab, it's technically, I think it's supposed to be like a blue crab, but the colors are very dramatized, I guess you could say, as far as the reference photo I was using off Pinterest for it, because I have a whole folder of animal photos of various different types, and I have one literally for crabs just alone because crabs are interesting little creatures that I've learned some interesting facts recently that I didn't really know about them. I'll save that maybe for the end if I decide to talk about it. But as far as the materials I'm using here, again, this is a render marker sketchbook. It's supposed to be completely non-bleed proof. And as far as my experience using it, it is true. It will not bleed through, although the paper is kind of weird. It also kind of smells a little weird, although I think the smell is mostly dissipated at this point. But initially, yeah, it was kind of weird. But I'm using a mess of different Copic markers, although it's still technically a limited color palette because I'm basically using 4 kind of yellow earth tones, 2 oranges, and 4 blue colors because that's mainly what was on this crab. So for the kind of yellow colors that you see me adding to the body, that is a mix of E51 milky white, YR31 light reddish yellow, E31, which I think is brick beige, that is a tongue twister, and then YG91, which is, I think, putty is the name of it. And then for the orange, which is only really on the tips of the claws here, that is YR07, which I think is cadmium orange. And then YR09, which the one that I have is called Chinese orange. I'm not sure if that's still the name of it or not, because I know they were kind of rebranding some of the names. I'm not sure if that was one that they did that with or not. But for the blues, I have B00, which is frost blue, then B12, which is ice blue, B14, light blue, and B16, which is, I think, cyan blue, which is the darkest blue that I kind of used in here. Although I think the blue 14 was a lot darker than I initially thought. I also did not really swatch anything before I just jumped into it. I kind of looked at the colors using my Copic marker chart, and I was just like, yeah, that looks close enough. Let's just go for it. Yeah, that's how some of my coloring process goes when I'm just playing around. I'll just grab stuff and go. No need to fret about it, but this is going to be a chatty video because, yeah, that's just what we're doing. We'll see how you guys like it. If you like this sort of thing, let me know. Also, let me know if you want to see me color that last crab up in the corner, because that's the one that I'm kind of leaning towards doing a little bit more of a crazy coloring on, because the reference photo for that one, it is an all white crab, and I kind of want to stick with that idea because I think it would be interesting. More or less, I've kind of kept with the original colors that were in the reference photos, except for maybe that first one, which is above this blue crab I'm doing right now. But yeah, as of me recording this voiceover, it is August 1st, which I cannot believe. And yeah, I'm just kind of working at home right now because tomorrow I actually have a convention that I am tabling. It's going to be Superstar Anime Con, and it's going to be really interesting to see what kind of turnout there is this year, just because I would say, if you guys have been obviously watching my videos for a while, this year has been more of a misses than hits kind of pattern, unfortunately, but usually Superstar Anime Con has a good turnout, so, and especially because one of the other events that's happening this weekend is one that normally I love to go to, and that's Treasures of the Earth Gem Show, happening at the same time, so that usually brings a really big crowd. So luckily we should be getting there early, so hopefully we'll get parking. But yeah, that is the plan for this weekend. So if any of you are local to the area, the Virginia Beach area, you might see me there if you decide to go, if you're into the whole anime scene. If not, that's fine. You can check out my stuff on my website. Shameless plug time. Bam. Yeah, I have a website where I have prints and stuff put up there. I need to update it a little bit more, add some other things. And yeah, I'll definitely I'll talk more about my experience this year with the whole tabling. I've kind of talked about it in a previous video, but I don't really want to rehash that right now. And so yeah, I'll probably give a better update at the beginning of next year when I kind of do or maybe the end of this year. We'll see how it plays out, but like an update to my goals video. So, what goals of my art goals did I complete this year? What are my goals for 2026? That kind of thing. I think that's a good video to kind of play out, how everything went, to not be too negative. We want to think positive. So we'll save it for the end, the finale. So if you want that, again, subscribe, like, comment to let me know. But yes, I don't know if I should do that next crab as a video or maybe a short, or maybe, again, if nobody wants to see me color crabs, also let me know, because then I won't do it. But also just let me know how you like this kind of video of me like spitballing, chatting, and also just randomly coloring with Copics, if that's something you're into. But you can see I'm using the blue, especially the darker blues, as kind of like the shadows under the legs. And also I realized as I was coloring this that I had, and I think I might have done it on purpose because I didn't feel like doing that detail when I was sketching the crab, but I did not include the little spikes on the legs. But in the reference photos, yes, there's spikes on the legs, but I did not add that when I sketched it. I also sketched these all using a gray Copic marker ink pen, if you've never played around with those. So it makes it just a lighter line, which I think is nice depending on what you're trying to do. But we'll end this up with some random fire, facts about crabs and about the blue crab. They live for 3 to 4 years, and they live here in the Atlantic Ocean. And I'm quite familiar with them here in Virginia because they are all over the Chesapeake Bay. So this is like one of their main breeding areas is the Chesapeake Bay. So if you're boating, believe me, you're going to find a crab trap or more than once in your life, But yeah, they reach maturity in 12 to 18 months, and they'll pretty much eat anything they find. I saw one fact that said that the females only actually mate once in their life, and basically they just store the things they need in order to make eggs, and they'll just spawn whenever. I need to look at more facts to see if that's completely true, but it's fairly interesting. Some other weird things I've learned about crabs recently is that they, depending on the species, I don't know if it's all the species, but definitely some of them, they, pee out their eyes, which I found fascinating, and some of them poop out their mouth. I was just like, I didn't realize that fact. So yeah, that's my weird crab facts for the moment. I need to come up with more crab facts at some point, if that is what you guys want to hear about. But at the end of this video, I'll have an extra little surprise clip. So if you stay to the end, you'll get a surprise. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know what I'm even talking about anymore at this point. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this random video. And right here, I kept it real time just for the finishing touches so that, again, you can kind of see how slow I am with some of these things. But yeah, remember to check out all the links down in the description. Remember to let me know what you thought of this very, very random video. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Sneaky puppy! Yes. Oh, this is sweet.